So I've been getting a lot of questions lately about Airbnb subleasing in Dubai. Is it worth it? Can you actually make money doing it? And I get it, it's all over TikTok, YouTube and Instagram. People make it sound like it's easy money. But here's the truth, I would never do it. Not in Dubai. And in this video, I will break down exactly why. On the surface, it sounds amazing. Rent a nice apartment, furnish it, list it on Airbnb, and boom, daily income, right? But when you actually dig into the numbers, the math doesn't add up. Dubai's rental market is expensive. Landlords know what you are trying to do, and honestly, you're not the first person with this idea. Far from it. Now, let's start with the numbers because that's where most people get burned. I actually tried at one point in my journey to look for units I could sublease. But here's the thing, to legally sublease, you need written permission from the owner. And when you ask for that, most landlords will ask you to pay a premium. Rent is already high in Dubai. Because short-term rental is in demand, landlords know that you're going to profit from their property and they want a cut in the form of a higher rent. So now you are paying above the market rate. Add the 5% agency fee, the 5% deposit if it's unfurnished or 10% if it is furnished. Then you need a holiday home license which costs between 17 to 25,000 dirham per year, and that's crazy amount of money to invest in right in. So you need a lot of money just to get started. The second point I want to mention is the cash flow, because in Dubai the payment structure is very different. It's not monthly like in other countries. Here rent is usually paid upfront in 1 to 4 checks. And if you are asking for permission to sublease, landlords will usually expect 1 to 2 check maximum. That means you might be paying half or even the full year of rent upfront. It's a massive risk. You're putting down 80 to 90,000 dirham, maybe more, and hoping that Airbnb covers your costs and brings a little profit. Sure, in some part of Dubai like downtown Marina or JBR, it might work. Short-term demand there is higher than the long-term rental demand, but in most other areas, it is unlikely to work at all. For example, in JVC, based on PriceLab, a 2-bedroom apartment might make 150,000 dirham a year on Airbnb, but to rent the same unit long-term, you are looking at 100 to 110,000 dirham. Add the license, furnishing, deposit, agency fees, utilities, and operations costs, you are likely at a loss. And trust me, finding the right landlord is not easy. Early in my journey, after buying 4 properties, I had some money left to invest. I personally reached out to over 40 landlords in JBR and Marina. Only 3 were open to the idea of subleasing. All of them wanted 1 check upfront. 1 was willing to do 2 checks, but only if I agreed to a higher rent. I ran the numbers and it just didn't make sense for me. And here's another thing. People underestimate the furnishing cost. In areas like downtown or Marina, guests have high expectations. You can't throw in some basic furniture from IKEA and expect the great reviews. You will likely need to spend 60,000 to 70,000 to furnish a 2-bedroom unit to a decent Airbnb standard. That is a huge upfront investment, and chances are you are not making that back in year 1. Now, let's say that the landlord decides to sell the apartment. He gives you 12-month notice to vacate the property, and that's it. When you try to resell the furniture, best case, you get 30% of what you paid for if it is 1 or 2 years old. So again, you are exposed to a lot of risk. And the last point is you don't own anything, and this is what bugs me the most. You're putting down a huge amount of money, but you don't own anything. No equity, no appreciation, no mortgage being paid off in your name. You're just hoping the bookings come in and cover your costs. It's not investing, it's running a hotel business in someone else's apartment. And the short-term rental market in Dubai is also insanely competitive. The numbers of Airbnb listings has literally doubled over the past 2 years. All the listings start to look the same building, same furniture, same vibe, and to make it work, you've got to really stand out, and that takes serious time, design, and operations. Now, I do short-term rental myself, but on my own units, which gives me the flexibility. I can switch to long-term rental, I can sell the units, or I can outsource to a management company. But with subleasing, you have zero flexibility. Personally, I would rather save that capital and put it into a property I actually own, even if it is a smaller or even if it is not in Dubai. Even buy-to-let makes more sense to me than subleasing. The real opportunity, it is in owning assets, not in renting someone else's one and trying to make a margin. Also, quick side note, you will notice that all the Airbnb gurus online, most of them either sell courses or they have a holiday home company and they use their popularity to convince owners to manage their property using a profit-sharing method. That's where their real income comes from. That is their long-term business, I believe. So yeah, Airbnb subleasing in Dubai, not for me. Too risky, too expensive upfront, and honestly, not worth the stress. But I know some people still try it, and I would love to hear your experience. Have you done it? Thinking about it? Drop a comment below. And if you want to see what I'm doing instead, hit subscribe. I've got a full breakdown coming soon of my real investments in Dubai. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.